Hey everyone, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Welcome to another fabulous Friday. So last month when my team and I met, one of the girls told me she was going to be promoting a man card march. So that's what we're going to do. And I know everybody has a hard time, or I should say most people have a hard time with masculine cards. I know I do, primarily because I can't bling it up as much as I want. So well, not only are we going to make a masculine card, but we're going to use some of the new Brusho crystal color. I know it's not new for a lot of people, but it is kind of new for me. And the thing I like about it the most is that you're going to get a different look every time you play with it. So let's get started on this project. The supplies you're going to need are a piece of basic black cardstock, and it's cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. A piece of real red, and it's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I'm using a piece of the Petal Passion Designer Series paper, which you wouldn't expect to use for a masculine card. As you can see, there's flowers on one side, stripes on another. Then another piece of real red. This one is cut at 3 inches by 4 inches. I have a piece of watercolor paper that's cut at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. I've already die cut the balloon from the Up and Away framelits. And then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White, and I've cut this at 3/4 inches by 4, and it's primarily so that I have room to handle when I flag the ends. And then we're also going to put on some of the twine. So the stamp set we're using today is the Lift Me Up, and we're going to be using the Sending Smiles Across the Miles. You could actually use, for a birthday card, put that on the inside. So I wanted to show you some of the samples that I did when I was playing around. The Brusho comes in, and they're not Stampin' Up! Colors, but they're close enough. They come in... Okay, Gamboge, which is an orange. Then they have yellow. Get these turned around. Brilliant red. Moss green, and we're going to be using the moss green and the red. And then Prussian blue. And I know when I watched some of the videos when this stuff first came out, they said do not open these tubs because if you do, it's going to be a mess. I just went with what they said. It's fine by me. Let somebody else figure that out. And you're just going to want to punch some holes in the top with either a push pin or your piercing tool. So, and that's just what I did. Granted, I used a push pin. I'm opening these up just a little. I think my push pin was probably a little small. So there. So this is using the watercolor paper in red and blue. This, and I used my spritzer on it. I like the effect better with the spritzer. This is also done with spritzer, and it's on the glossy white. You can see sometimes it'll get kind of muddy if you're not careful. This is on the watercolor paper, and I used the aqua painter with it. And here's another version with I started out with the spritzer, and you can see I got a lot of water on it, and I tried to kind of get some of the water off, and it just kind of made a muddy mess. So let's go ahead. When you use this, you want to make sure you cover your work surface. Protect it from the elements because we are going to be using water. And again, I like the spritzer the best because I want that burst of color. If I'm going to watercolor to get that smooth color, I'm going to use our aqua painters and our ink. So you just want to lay on some water, and then I'll come through, and you're just going to tap it. You can see where there's more water. You can see how it just explodes in color. Now I could use just a little bit of water there. I don't want to get too much. Whoa, like that. And then I'll take the yellow. I like the yellow because it not only has yellow, but there's little spots of blue in it. You know I'm a blue girl. Looks like we need to get a little bit of water there in the middle. We'll come back. There. See what I mean? How it's different every time you use it. Looks like I could use some more water right there in the middle. Whoa, there we go. Now what I'll do is I will dry it with the heat tool so we can use this behind our balloon. I'll be right back. There. You can see where I got a lot of water in some areas and not so much in others, but it gives it a really pretty effect. Okay. We're just going to fold this in half. And we'll adhere the designer series paper to the red. And then we'll add some twine. And you want to keep the twine towards the bottom so that you have enough room to layer on the balloon panel. And the nice thing about adding the twine before this gets tacked down is you can move the bow as much as you need to. I'll trim off that long layer. Now we'll glue him down. We'll stamp our sentiment, and I'm using the basic black archival ink. And I'm just going to stamp it in the middle so I can flag either end. Now when you flag it, you could use the banner punch, but for this I'm just going to use my snips. It's quicker. We'll add some dimensionals to that. I'm going to center that down here. Add this. Okay, now to adhere the balloon, I am going to use some of our fine tip glue. And I'm just going to dot it on here. Okay, once you have your glue on here, just lay that down. It doesn't take too long to dry. You just want to make sure you get all the edges flat. And add some dimensionals to him. Okay, we'll lay him down just like that. Now, of course, you know me and bling. We got to have some bling on there. And I was really sad when the black rhinestones went away, so I'm going to color a couple of these with my Sharpie marker. And then a regular one just for good measure. Straighten him out a little bit. There. I think that turned out pretty cute, don't you? And it's a fairly decent masculine card. I think I know a couple of guys who enjoy getting this card. For more information on this project, just go to scrapsbysissy.com, and I hope you have a fabulous Friday. Bye!